Four Seasons, and this remains true today, is a brand you can't do any better. I mean, they have a lock on luxury hotel accommodations in the world, and we knew that Denver's one of the few cities in the U.S. Any size that they weren't in yet.
Michael actually placed a call to Isidore Sharp, and who is the founder and chairman of the company, and we were both impressed by receiving a return phone call from Katie Taylor, who's now the president of the company.
From Izzy in the first place.
And Izzy in the first
sent Katie down. I mean,
right.
Very, very accessible for a very large company CEO.
I think it also showed they were very interested in Denver, and so they quickly did make a trip down here. They really did love what we had and the physical hotel itself, and felt that it was pretty consistent with what Four Seasons represented. But the issue was just it was not large enough for what they expected to have in an urban setting. The first thought of making it Four Seasons was actually about 1999.
That's correct.
And so we started thinking through how could we possibly work with this wonderful hospitality company and really make this a reality for ourselves and for Denver. So the process evolved that the only logical place to go would be across the street. And I had a long-term relationship with the landowner across the street and knew that there was a small corner parcel that was available that was not in the planning stages at that time. And it might be a possibility to locate additional hotel facilities, hotel rooms at that site. And we came up with this idea of going across the street and trying to connect it. Of course, you couldn't connect it over the street like the Brown Palace has done in other stores because the historic nature of the Hotel Teatro didn't make sense. So we thought maybe connecting it under the street.
And Jeff's touched on it, but I have to tell the story, which is we were sitting, we had the letdown from Four Seasons looking at operating Hotel Teatro because it had no ballroom. It didn't have enough space for a spa, and it didn't have enough guest rooms. And we were sitting in the restaurant at Hotel Teatro, Jeff with his back to the window, and we were both lamenting it would be so nice to be able to find a reason to get them here. And Jeff just did, well, what about this? And pointing to the parking lot behind, and my eyes just got bigger and bigger and bigger because it made so much sense to add to Teatro to make their plan happen. So I'd say the market was clearly defined for the Four Seasons product and the hotel affiliated lifestyle. There are so many people now who, in a variety of cities across the U.S., we certainly aren't the first city to have thought of this. We looked very closely at models in Miami and D.C. and San Francisco and Boston before, in Chicago, before we sort of fully formulated our plan. And it's a lifestyle that allows people to go, close the door behind them and go to Europe, and everything else gets taken care of.
The other thing that was really important that was happening in downtown Denver that really made this dream a possibility was we found that the loft concept was very quickly being widely accepted, was very popular, downtown living, even then new construction on the Riverfront project. We found that the issue of whether will people live downtown had also been answered besides will people come to a luxury hotel of a brand like Four Seasons. So that issue was really being developed as we were developing the concept. So it became apparent to us that this could have every chance of being a big success.